everyone, welcome back to Paperbacks and Ponytails. I'm Katie, and today we are going to be finally announcing my secret TBR for March. Without further ado, let's go ahead and announce the TBR that I did for March. So, what I did this month was I did the entire buzzwordathon challenge in 1 month. That's right, 1 month. I was going to shoot for 1 week, but that didn't work out because books were due before other books were due and vacation happened. But I finished the entire buzzwordathon challenge in 1 month, and it almost didn't happen because I kept saying I was going to upload this last Friday and then this past Monday, and it just never happened because I had to kind of rush and fit in a couple of more books at the end. But I'm happy to say I did finish my TBR. I did switch around a couple of books, but they all fit the prompts. There's no ones that are kind of iffy about fitting in. So I have a couple physical books and a couple that I will just put the picture up here. I'm not going to talk too much about these as I do have my wrap up on Friday this week. So you will hear all about these books in more detail tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Okay, so the first prompt for buzzwordathon was the 5 W's. So who, what, when, where, and why. So any book that had one of those in there. So I decided to read The Girl Who Couldn't Remember by Carolyn Keene. There is a couple Nancy Drew books on this list just because there are so many. You can find any Nancy Drew book to fit a prompt. So I decided on that one. Really, really enjoyed it. It's just about a girl who is found when Nancy, Bess, and George are on vacation in the woods, and there's a kind of thump on the door and they open it and there's this girl on the ground who lost her memory and she doesn't remember why she was even there and what happened. So really good. That was a good one. Okay. The next prompt for February was pronouns. And so that is me, my, I, you. So anything really pronoun. And so I do have the book for this one. I chose Tell Me by Joan Bauer. And yes, I did pronounce that right. Thank you to someone who commented in my last video saying I pronounced that wrong. I do know how to spell Joan. It's just for some reason my brain wasn't connecting, and I don't know if it was seeing 2 N's or 2 N's and an E or N and E, something like that to make it Joanne, but it is Joan Bauer. I promise I will try my hardest to get that correct from now on. But I read Tell Me by her, and such a good book by this author. This is my second one by her, and another really, really great read. This might even be more liked than Close to Famous, which I read last year. Yeah, this one was really good. So this is about a girl who she goes to her grandmother's house because her parents are kind of at odds with each other and they're splitting up a little bit. And so she goes to visit her grandmother during the summer, where she sees something unexpected when she's volunteering at the library. She sees someone who is very scared and looks very scared, and this woman kind of dragging this girl around. So she wants to figure out what's happening, and if this girl's in trouble, she wants to help. So really good. Highly recommend this one. Okay. And as well, I forgot to say, I believe all of these, except for one, or all middle grade. I tried to do all middle grades for this challenge. That way it was a little bit easier and would be a little bit shorter for my sake. There's only one kind of YA, but I still think some middle grade age would probably enjoy it. All right, the next one was March, which is locations. So for this one, I chose a choose your own adventure story called Jungle Safari by Edward Packard. This is kind of a little bit younger than the adventure story, so I would say like lower middle grade. It was cute, it was fine. It's just about your adventures in the jungle and trying to find this strange ape creature in the forest that is supposedly extinct. So I did not survive the first time I went through it. And also, some of these books I did talk about in my mid-month wrap-up. I just didn't say they were part of the secret TBR. So you may or may not see some of these at the end of the month wrap-up. But I did talk about them throughout. Okay. April was big and little. So anything that has like a big or a little type word, like short, tall, anything like that would work for this. So I chose Bad Times, Big Crimes by Carolyn Keene, another Nancy Drew. And this one hit a lot of like deja vu moments for me, because I was like, yeah, I've read this one and I remembered quite a bit about it, or at least some moments in the book I was like, oh yeah, I remember that happening. So it's about Nancy Drew, and she goes kind of to a lecture, and she's so exhausted from being on another mystery or something like that, and she ends up falling asleep and finds herself back in time trying to solve a mystery that was talked about during the lecture. So it was okay. I don't think it was a favorite of mine, but for some reason I remember it. I remembered some moments. Okay, next up, May was directions. So anything, this could be under, over, left, right, up, down, north, south, east, west. Anything that has to do with directions. So I chose Danger, Down, Under. So I had kind of two directions, down and under, by Carolyn Keene. And this is a Nancy Drew Hardy Boy super mystery. And I thought I was going to like it more than I did, but it was good. And it's all about an Australian adventure where they're trying to find some kind of tablet from the Aborigines, and somebody perhaps stole it, and so they're trying to discover that, as well as maybe some other problems out in the outback with poaching and stuff. So it was interesting. It was good. I like the Hardy Boy Nancy Drew mysteries. I think they're a lot of fun. Okay, so the next one was June, and so it had to have the word all in the title. There's not that many books with all in the title, so I chose another Nancy Drew book for this one, and I chose At All Costs, and again by Carolyn Keene. It's a pseudonym. There's a lot of different authors who have written under that name, so, but yeah, At All Costs, and it's another Nancy Drew Hardy Boy super mystery, and I loved this one a lot more than the other one. This one is about a kind of ski resort that wants to build all of these games and stuff and slopes to kind of entice the Olympics to come to this place that doesn't get a lot of business. But there is sabotage happening in the background, and somebody wants to stop the slopes and the games from being built. So that one was really good. Enjoyed that one a lot. All right, next up was book-related words. And this one might be no, it's not a stretch. It's not a stretch. I was going to read one book, but I don't think I have time. I'm still going to try to get it in by tomorrow, because today's Wednesday, but if I don't, I did read another book, and I read The Library of Ever by Zeno Alexander. I actually listened to it. So library, it's a book-related word. There are tons of books at the library. I think I can count that one. But it was cute. It's about this girl who is a patron of the library, and she comes in and kind of finds herself in a librarian position, like an assistant librarian somehow. I didn't even get that part really. But then she has all these tasks in different places, like this. She finds herself in like Antarctica helping sea lion, or not sea lions, penguins, and so. But it kind of hops from one place to another, so I found it a little bit too much in one book, but I might try the second book. I still don't know. I don't know. It was okay. All right, the next prompt was August, and that was items. So anything with an item in the title. And for this one, I have that one with me. I chose Aggie Morton Mystery Queen, The Body Under the Piano. So piano is an item. And this is by Martha Jocelyn, and this is my first book by this author, I believe, and I will definitely be continuing this series. It was so good. I heard Chantel talk about it over on her channel, and yeah, it's just really good. I'm so glad I finally got to this. I will link Chantel's channel down below if you don't know her, but yeah, this was so good. So this is about Aggie Morton, which is kind of Agatha Christie when she was younger, and she meets a boy who is supposed to be Hector Poirot, and so they go on this adventure to discover the body under the piano and what happened to this person who died and was discovered. And it was really cute. It was really fun. I think I guessed it fairly on who committed the murder, so I'm actually pretty good at solving mysteries, a lot more than I used to be or thought I was. So this was a good one, and I would definitely be continuing on. The next prompt was September, and that was light or dark in the title. And so this can be anything like light, dark. For this one, I might have gone a little bit of a stretch, but I chose The Secret of Shadow Ranch by Carolyn Keene and The Shadow. So like light and dark. There's shadows in the light and shadows kind of like darker than the light. So I feel this fits. But this one I really, really enjoyed again. This one is about Nancy Drew and her friends, and they go to a ranch where many mysterious things are happening, and they're trying to scare Nancy and her friends to kind of get them off the ranch. And so she and her friends decide, no, you're not going to scare me off. Nancy Drew never gets scared off. Like, I like to see just once, you know, she gets scared off a little bit. But this was good. I enjoyed it. All right. And then the next prompt was October. It was Creatures and Animals. And for this one, I read Sweep, the story of a girl and her monster by Jonathan Auxier. And I love this one. It was very, very cute. I've heard tons of people talk about this book. I know Amanda over at The Curly Reader and Krista over at Books at Jams both loved this book. And so I finally read it, and I did. I really did enjoy this book a lot. I would say it almost made like my favorite middle grades of all time. Like if I had to pick like a top 10, this would be like number 11. But it was like really, really good. I really enjoyed it. So this is about, my mom saw the title. What did she think? Oh, she thought this was a Cinderella retelling. I was like, no, it's not Cinderella. This is about a chimney sweep girl who is a climber, and she goes into the chimneys to clean. And she used to have a friend called the Sweeper, and he kind of gave her a little piece of something, and he just disappears. And so she's wondering, like, why did he disappear? She's been waiting, and now she has like this master sweeper who's now in charge of her, and the children aren't treated very well. And so it's really, really cute. I really enjoyed this one, and I'll talk more about this on Friday. All right, and then the next prompt, November, was ing, ending in ing. So this was another really hard one. But I chose Disney Kingdoms, ing, Kingdoms, Figment by Jim Zub. And this is I would say, a low YA age, but I think I probably would have read it growing up when I was in middle grade. But it is all about Figment, who, if you don't know, is one of my absolute favorite Disney characters. And this is all about how he kind of came to be, and how the dream keeper finally, how he created him and how he came from imagination. So it was cute, and they kind of saved the world a couple of times, and it was just really cute. I think I liked the first half of the book better than the last half, and some parts got a little on the weird side, but it was still good. And yeah, so that was that one. And then December, it was the last one, and this one is in numbers, so a number in the title. And for this one, I chose No One Returns from the Enchanted Forest by Robin Robinson. And this is a middle grade graphic novel, and it was far better than I thought it would be. I kind of picked this one random, as I don't think my I don't think my book came in from the library that I ordered it. Like, I tried to order it, but I couldn't get it. Something like that happened. And so I was like, oh, like I needed to find a book with a number in it. So I got this one. I was like, okay, I'll try it. It's middle grade. It's a graphic novel. Shouldn't be that hard. So I read it and I ended up really, really liking it. It's really cute. It's about these trolls that live down underground and they start to feel earthquakes, and they are kind of afraid that up on the surface there's like this queen who is getting mad at them, causing the earthquakes. And so this one little sister of a troll ends up going into the forest to try to find the queen and tell her to stop it and stop causing these earthquakes down below. And it's really cute. It's all about her sibling trying to find her and trying to be more brave in a scary situation. So it was really cute. Highly enjoyed that one. So that's all the books I read for buzzwordathon, and I'm really happy that I finished it in 1 month. So I don't have to continue doing it month by month if I don't want to, which I probably won't. I still have tons of challenges left to enjoy over the rest of the year. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. It was a secret. I did not tell anyone about my secret TBR. I don't even think my family knew about it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.